Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, my name is Cheyenne and this is my channel Life with Shyionniee, where I talk about everything faith and lifestyle. Today guys, I want to bring to you a video about how I applied for my citizenship in a couple of months and I was successful and I did not need a lawyer. So if you want to do that, continue watching. If you want to know more about that, not do that. But if you want to do it too, if you want to do it, see it, hear about it, continue watching. Okay, so first things first, my first disclaimer is if you have a complicated case, if you don't have common sense, and if you generally don't know what you're doing, and if it is your desire to use a lawyer, you should use a lawyer. This video is for people who don't have the money, don't need to use a lawyer, can figure it out on your own. It's with a straightforward case. If you have a straightforward case, if you are unsure about anything in your case, you should use a lawyer. When we were applying for my green card, we did use a lawyer. That's another story that I'm not gonna get into, but we did use a lawyer and it was okay. But applying for my citizenship, I realized I didn't need a lawyer, so we didn't use one. And yeah, so I want to talk about that. So as you know, in 2021, came here January 2021. I was here for 3 months, and then Robert and I decided that it made sense to apply for my green card. So I did an adjustment of status. So I was in the US, I didn't leave the US, and we applied for it and went through that process. I have a green card video. I'm not sure how much I spoke about that because that was since 2022, but I have a green card video back there. I'll put the link or something here. So in 2022 we did that, and so we applied in April of 2021, and in December of 2021 I got a letter that for the interview. Robert and I went and did the interview in January 2022. Yes, and I got the 10-year green card. I got the 10-year green card right away on the premise that by the time Robert and I did that interview, we were already married for 3 years. So because we're already married for 3 years, it's straightforward. However, you know, if you're married and you apply right away, they tend to give it a 2-year one and then you have to go back and remove the conditions. But we're already married for 3 years. Our case was pretty straightforward. So I got the 10-year green card. So then I got that, and then I started later that year working as a flight attendant. Now that was my catalyst into, that was my motivation into wanting to get my American passport as soon as possible, because being based out of Miami, we do international a lot, like all of South America. I've ended up as far as Paris. So we travel a lot. I travel a lot personally, not extensively, but a lot. The green card, you know, if you have a green card, you can't be out of the country for too long and stuff like that. So you can't be out of the country for too long. Guys, you see my pixie eating so bad, but that's not what we're here to talk about. I'm gonna talk about the pixie, you know, but that's not what we're here to talk about. The pixie's eating. Anyways, so we travel out of the country. So I travel to the country a lot. When you have a green card, you can't be out of the country too much. That's why you need to get your citizenship. Also, if anything happens, you can lose your green card. That's why you need to get your citizenship. You have access to so many more places. That's why you need to get your citizenship. And not just the citizenship, when you get your citizenship, because when you get your citizenship, it's a paper. Then you need to apply for your passport. You need a US passport. I would encourage anybody to get their US passport. My last determining factor was my friend and I wanted to go to Japan. And when I looked at what I needed as a Jamaican passport holder with a green card, like it was still we never even bother go because it was too much. I couldn't do all of that. And I was like, okay. So in January of 2025, that's last year January, I sit down, I'm go on USCIS, make an account, go on citizenship, N400 is the form, and fill out the form. And after I fill out the form, my husband, Robert, I said, Robert, take a second look at this. Just use somebody and say, did I miss anything? Do I need to do anything? And that's it. You send it in, and yeah, you pay online, everything right there. I didn't have to mail off anything. I didn't have to do anything. The money on the credit card, you just put in the credit card information. It is so straightforward. It's probably one of the easiest applications to do regarding immigration. So I sent that off, and yeah. Then them tell me, so them have it and it's processing now. From January to July, I basically heard back nothing. But you have your online thing, so you can go on there and look up what's happening. So yeah, so me go there, so me keep on a check, and it was not until July. No, one at the time me kind of get worried. Come here, say them never do this good. But me like, if they wanted a RFE, which is like more information, they would have mailed it and said they wanted. So me like, them not ask me for anything. So what's happening? Are they gonna deport me? But them never deport me, guys. They did not deport me. In July, they sent me a notice and said, Cheyenne, you need to come in for an interview. So when I get the notice for the interview, you see the question them ask you is common sense. You see, if it's not a dunce, no, I mean not like, you see, if you're not done, so you're not slow, cause check your capability. But see, if you're somebody with even like a decent amount of common sense, you can do it. You don't need a lawyer. So I just go online and print out the citizenship questions. They are everywhere. Google, YouTube. There are videos on YouTube that put them in a different categories. So like, what do I call it? Like, who are the founding fathers? I think Abraham Lincoln. Me no know. Me no remember them now. But what's one that's like very straightforward? Like, when did they get independence? When is Independence Day? July 4th. Like, what was the Civil War about? They wanted independence. Think about the Civil War. You see, you can kind of like figure it out. So I practice the clips. I practice it with Robert. I'm gonna put the clip here.
Before the Europeans arrived,
American Indians.
what group of people was taken to America and sold as slaves?
Africans.
Why did the colonists fight the British?
High taxation.
Because of high taxes.
Practice it with Robert. By this time, by the way, me get pregnant in a like March. So by the time the interview came around, I'm like, you're not gonna deny a pregnant woman. You're gonna deny a pregnant woman. So thankfully too, I was in Fort Lauderdale and I went to the Oakland Park office. So it was pretty close. So yeah, I practiced the question them. Very straightforward. I literally like, I didn't do it too early because I wanted it to be fresh. So like 2 weeks before, I just carry the paper with me, go work, and like when I'm waiting on my next flight, I just like go through them. And as I said, I'll go back again if you have somebody to practice with. So I said to Robert, like, okay, ask me and I answer. I was able to do all 100 of them, and then I'll go down there to do the interview. I thought I was gonna swear in the same day. I never swear in the same day. Another thing is, a lot of people think that immigration officers, like the USCIS officers, that they're so scared. The girl was so nice to me. Me and her in there talk about everything. Like, they're so straightforward. They see if you're not doing anything wrong and nothing that you're not supposed to do, they're actually pretty nice. So I talk to her. She asked me the question them. Once me got through the question them, I got the first 6 correct. So that's it. I think it's 10 and you have to get like 6 correct. So I got the first 6 correct. And then she asked me like my full name, make sure say everything on the form. Now, why I ended up staying in there a little bit longer was my travel thing. Them go through every single one. You have to tell them when you left the country. So I have to tell them, say, yes, I went to St. Martin this time, I went to Canada this time, I went to Anguilla this time, I went to Jamaica this time, Jamaica this time, Jamaica this time, Jamaica this time. I went to Paris this time, I went to all the places I have gone. So them I go through it. Because if you're out of the country too long, you're not getting it. And just knowing how to fill out the forms too. Like, okay, are you willing to bear arms for the United States? Yes. You can't tell the people them no and then think they're going to give you the citizenship. They're not going to. So yeah, so I did it. It was very quick. And she gave me the paper for come back Friday. That was the tricky part because then I had to work. So I had to work around my schedule to make sure I'm available Friday. But I come back Friday morning and I I did it. I saw Friday morning and soaring, and yeah, I was like, you're an American citizen. I was like, yay, which I'm very happy and thankful for. I mean, I'm gonna get into the politicalness, we don't know, but I know what it is to like live in Jamaica. And when I realized I didn't want to teach anymore, I didn't have any other opportunities unless I knew somebody, and I didn't know anybody. I know what it is to be held up at customs because you have to explain why you keep traveling so much. I know what it is to come into America and they're holding on to your visa and looking at you because they keep telling you you're coming back and forth too much, but you're not doing anything wrong. It's just that you don't have the privilege of traveling so much. And I know what all of those things are. So I am so thankful. I'm so grateful. I'm so happy to be a United States citizen. Is it a perfect country? No, but God bless these United States. Me, I love it here, I can tell you that. And I'm not gonna join the band and the charade of America this, America that. Yes, it have its woes and its problems, but I have seen the former. I have experienced the former. I'll take America. Okay, thank you. I'll take America with a side of Jamaica. Thanks. Yeah, so so that's it. That's it. Straightforward. Then now, I signed up right then for vote, and then I called work because you have to give them back your green card. I'm a flight attendant. Now I can't go to work. So I have to call the company and say I had a green card and they took my green card and I have my citizenship. Can you give me a form to get my passport? So I went and I got my passport in a day, and yeah, I have a US passport now. I'm a US citizen, which is so crazy. God is so good. Let's talk about God. God is so good because this is, I would have gotten it in 2025. I got my first US visa in 2015. 10 years later, I got my US passport. I had a job that I was able to get my passport in a day. Eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, neither has it entered into the hearts of men what God has prepared for those who love him. Yeah. So that's just, honestly guys, it's just a little encouragement. If you don't need to use a lawyer, don't. And if you're sitting down and you're waiting or you know somebody, encourage them to go and get them citizenship. You see, when I come back home, first I have global entry. So I'll go through pretty quickly, but I get global entry through work. Being a flight attendant gives you a lot of access. That's the one thing I love about this job. It gives you a lot of access. However, when I come back home and the immigration officer is like, welcome home, thanks. And now I don't have to go into a different line because when I had a green card we went to St. Martin and wanted to take the boat to go to Anguilla. I could not go from the French side because from the French side, a Jamaican passport cannot go. So we had to go to the Dutch side and pay more on the Dutch side. However, I ended up holding up everybody because Shyionniee had her US passport, Robert had her US passport, Liam had a US passport. I was the only one who didn't have a US passport. You see, like the passport gives you so much more access. It's like, yeah. So yeah, so now it's welcome home and I'm so happy. So I'm done, and yeah, so I'm done with that. Robert has been a citizen since, yeah, that's how he was able to apply for me. And no, I just need to apply for my mom. Yeah, I apply for my mom. And yeah, so that's just what I wanted to encourage you guys to say. Get your passport, get your citizenship and get your passport so you can travel the world, because the green card gets you to a point, but the blue book, oh, say can you see by the dawn's early night, my dear. So yeah, apply for the get your citizenship and then spend a little money, spend the $100. They're gonna use that buy Popeyes and Chick-fil-A anywhere. Get the passport, and yeah. So if you have any questions, if anybody want help with anything, reach out to me, and I'll be happy. If you have any questions, if you want to reach out to me privately or whatever, yeah. And yeah. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.